Hello everyone and welcome to the Invasion playlist playthrough for Dark Souls 2 with me, TheDamonForever, and I chose to make my invasion debut, if you will, in the Throne of Wands for two reasons really. One, because it's an endgame area, so I'm like at the appropriate level to invade. Secondly, because it's a narrow section and I think that benefits mages with the possibility of falling off as well. And thirdly, because I think it's rather cool to have like a final hurdle before the final boss for these people that I'm invading. I think that's really cool personally, which is why I do it. I prefer to do it. I prefer if I start over here, like just in front of the boss gate, so that it's like a proper final hurdle. So this is our first invader. This is post commentary, by the way. Oh, I have no idea how I missed him. I was really worried he'd hit me. Right? But Pwning took out a good chunk of his life. I have no idea how that missed, but we get him again. And that was really sweet. We got our first victory. And I also joined the Brotherhood of Blood. Just to make things more interesting. Now sometimes when I invade, now I'm invading the world of Akira. I'll probably try to mention all these people in the description of this video, just so that, you know, just a heads up, because I think everyone had a pretty good game. There's one or two battles where I thought I did was pretty funny, pretty unfair and whatnot. But you have to forgive me for that, because at some points, like for instance here, I wait around for a while just waiting for someone to come. I'm fast forwarding this gameplay time, but yeah, I'm just trying to I like the idea of just sitting here waiting like to be the final hurdle, which is why I'm here. And but sometimes it can be a while, and sometimes I have to go and find people, but this time fortunately the person came down to me. I didn't really see him until a bit late. I see he had homing crystal soul mass, or some sort of homing soul mass, and I had one too. So to try out vortex, and that actually I think hit a couple of times as well. I also had force on me, and I was kind of spamming force here. I don't really know what to think. Oh, and she managed to hit me with that. I was kind of I have force there. I'm surprised I didn't hit, you know, the melee attack. I was like, okay, melee. And unfortunately she hits me with another one of those. I didn't remember how many she used, which was why I didn't know whether to dodge, whether I needed to dodge or not, but you know, probably should have dodged anyway. So that was a really cool battle against another mage. This time we set up over here against, I don't know how you pronounce that, Raiken. Again, my primary idea here is to run down to meet the person, just in case they're down here really. And if they're not, well then I can just wait around till they come. I'll fast forward this just so that, I mean, I could show you just parts where I'm fighting, or I could have just deleted this and, you know, just like skipped, but you know, I don't know if you want to see the whole thing, just so that you know I don't skip out on things and whatnot. And plus, you know, I can do a bit of storytelling here and there. Basically, I think for a mage, you need a narrow pathway to be, well, things go in your favor, I think, if you fight on a narrow pathway. Whereas if you fight in an open area, that's more, that gives a lot more opportunity to the host, especially if they're a melee character, to counterattack you. Whereas I think in situations like this, you have not necessarily the upper hand, but you have a decent chance, because PvP isn't really that good for a mage class. And now we're back in real time. I've got my homing up just in case there. So there are a couple of places where people could hide. I didn't realize that they could be outside the Throne of Wands. They could be inside Dragon Lake Castle itself. I didn't realize that. This was a bit of a unfortunate part for me, because I enter here and then a shade comes and he comes right there, and I'm like, ah, damn, I was just outside there. I was trying to catch him off guard as well, and unfortunately I only got one hit off. I got put up a crystal, and got that on him, and I didn't realize he had so little life left. But then the host came down as well, and I'm like, ah, oh, damn. I was trying to see if this would go pass through the wall, or you know, just through the door, just make a bit of room and hit, but it didn't. And we only have one of those that takes out like 3 slots, which was a shame. And again, I hit him with the Crystal Soul Mass. Unfortunately, the host ran towards him, so I was like, ah, I can't really like. They're both together now, and I'm like, ah, crap. Another great sword there. It staggers him slightly, which prevents the backstab, which is cool. Now I'm trying out Emmet Force here. And looking at this video, I realized how much stamina that eats up. I didn't realize that at the time, and I was like, okay, I'll just use it anyway. But it eats up a lot of stamina. And that kind of screws me in this section, which is why I'm like dodging around a lot and running a lot. I try to run out of the way, and oh, unfortunately the lightning hits me, man. Just right as I'm running, trying to get out. I forgot that you know, as a Dark Phantom, I could have run to the left and brought back up with the enemies of the area itself, because they wouldn't have attacked me, but they would have attacked the host. And this is another one where I'm trying to like just be coy and say no, don't go through that fog gate. And you know, fair play to him, because he didn't, because he could have just gone through the fog gate and I wouldn't have caught him. But I do like how putting up Homing Crystal Soul Mass delays their attack. They sort of run towards you and then they like think better of it. And that was rather quick. You know, Crystal Soul Mass and a couple of great swords. If they don't defend, if they're trying to do something and you counter, you do take a good amount of damage off of them. And this one, oh, this is the most unfair. It's like, I'm thinking, oh wait, he's here. I start off with an accidental shield bash, a couple of great swords, and bam, he's dead. I'm like, oh crap. I was laughing my ass off. That was so unfair. Like, I was just worried he was going to go through the fog gate and fight the boss and I wouldn't have done anything. It's just massive coincidence, not coincidence, but you know, unlucky for him that he appeared right behind me. Which is why this time I look behind me as well. And this time we're facing Narago. And again, I like the idea of just standing up here waiting. I prefer if they came to me to fight down here, but of course, if they don't come, I will go to them. And this is another section where I fast forward time. Maybe next time in further episodes or of this PvP session, because I massively enjoyed it. I did a bit of PvP and I also did a couple of summoning, co-op stuff, and it was really fun. I think like it felt really intuitive as well. Like the connections were good as well and all that, so it felt really fun. And of course, part of that also is probably the fact that I'm picking my places where I'm invading. I'm invading here. I'll probably invade at a couple of other places as well, just for variety's sake, but you know, I really like this area to invade. I was thinking of writing a message down in another person's world. That would be so cool. But then I figured, okay, this is enough. I've waited long enough. Let's go find this dude. It also gives you perspective about how I'm going to be facing this battle. I'm like, I've waited a long time, so I'm gonna run up here. He might be hiding somewhere. I just had that battle where someone summoned the shade, so I'm thinking, okay, he might be summoning someone else. Okay, and then I see this white patch there, and I'm thinking, okay, that might be him. So I have my Crystal Soul Mass out, but I realize he's not facing my way, and I'm like, does that mean he's not there? But then he comes and turns around, and he's like, okay, I'm thinking we're ready to start this. He doesn't really do much. I get two good hits on him, but he isn't really doing much, which I kind of feel bad about, but you know, it is what it is. I'm surprised that didn't do much more damage. It could be the elevation, and that one narrowly missed, but we got him. But yeah, the second great sword didn't do that much damage, and I'm thinking that might be the difference in elevation meant that he got hit less, because it didn't look like he had his shield up. And I love also watching these all over again, because you get to see the sort of like the mistakes you make, the mistakes the enemy makes. Like a lot of them don't really know how to face the great sword spell, because I guess it's something, because most sorcery is just something you dodge, or you run around or walk around. But great sword is a bit different. It has a good range. It's like a melee attack with massive range. And so, you know, a lot of people, either they're not used to it or don't really know how to react to it, because I don't think any enemy in the game has that. so it's not something you would have come across before unless you've been on PvP a few times. And again here, I was waiting for a while, and I run up to see my next dude. Oh, and this one is another, I don't know, I can't really tell, even after looking at this video again, I can't tell what my opponent here is doing. You can just barely make him out there, and I just barely made him out there. And I was like, no, I was gonna eat my herb and then make a gesture of saying, no, I'm not gonna let you plunge attack on me, no. And then I put up my crystal so much, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe Emit Force will hit him. But then just as I do this, I realize he's sort of like moving around, and I'm thinking, was he trying to hit a gesture of me, like, perform a gesture as well? And I'm like, oh man, that sucks so much if it was, because that means I hit him while he was doing that, and I'm so sorry if that was the case, Mr. Gavrilov. But once the battle started, I had to keep focus, and I didn't particularly care that he was using magic and hit me a couple of times, because I was thinking, so what? I'm a mage and I have good defense. Oh, that sucks so much. The shield, accidental shield bash. This is why I love actually invading here as well, because people just run through you, run by you. Like this, another one just running by me, and I'm like, okay, so they have a chance to just head to the boss fight and just bypass me, so that they bypass that final hurdle before the final boss. Unfortunately, we missed out there, so we wasted some cracked red items. And that's really all the invasions I have for this particular episode, this particular playthrough. I come back here and I was just a quick send off, really, just to say thanks for watching, thanks for enjoying this. It was really fun. I really love this location and invading here, and I'll probably do it a few times. I'll try to vary it up just for variety's sake, but I do really like this area, and I think it's really good for a mage as well. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't want this episode to go on too long, so thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you think for a mage how I can do better, or if you're facing a mage, what you think you find a problem with, and any other hints or tips that you think would help in PvP. I'll gladly take them. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.